Another exciting week of college football and for our scouts on the road. I think now that we're getting into the meat of some of these conference schedules, we're going to find out what these teams really are all about.
The announced attendance was 59,082. First time since 1963 that Purdue had not sold out a home game against Notre Dame. And the empty seats were all in the student section. I talked to one of the students before the game, and he said that he was a fifth-year senior. He said that under Tiller's era, there was 10 to 12,000 students per game, and this year they've been at 4 to 5,000 students. So it's the student interest that's got the ticket sales down.
Huge couple of weeks coming up, especially for LSU in the Southeastern Conference. Alabama does not have to play Georgia and Florida from the East, but LSU does. They have to go to Georgia this week, then they get Florida at home. This, to me, is the SEC for LSU this weekend. Also, keep an eye on Tennessee and Auburn. Auburn playing some very good football. Tennessee without a quality win yet. This is a big week for Tennessee.
I have to say that the Northwestern folks' hospitality and belief in Florida Citrus Sports was just fantastic. Jim Phillips, the athletic director, had John and I to his house the night before on Friday for a reception with the athletic department and some boosters, and then they had us to breakfast the next morning with the president of the university, a number of school trustees, and a number of other boosters. And he introduced us at the breakfast, talked about Florida Citrus Sports, talked about what a great organization, and how they hope to be in Orlando in, he said, January.
I'm really looking to see how Miami rebounds from a tough loss at Virginia Tech. This is a big week for them. They get Oklahoma. I think everybody circled it on the calendar. But will they respond? They need to respond if they're going to be a big-time team for the ACC in the national picture. A game I'm really interested in seeing is Georgia Tech, Mississippi State. This is a very good football team. They've got to go to Mississippi State, who played LSU all the way down to the wire. If not for a goal line stand, Mississippi State wins a big football game last weekend. Watch that one. Georgia Tech, Mississippi State, and of course Florida State and Boston College. An important game for both of these teams in the ACC picture.
I went with Mike Fussell, and Mike's from Raleigh, and we scouted the NC State Pitt game, and we were both extremely excited about representing Florida Citrus Sports in Orlando, and it really turned out to be a fun weekend. Saw a great football game, met some great people at the university, at NC State. And they were pleased to have us there, very welcoming, and we're very familiar with Orlando and the Bulls here. Well, I definitely like to do it again. Wearing the green jacket and representing Florida Citrus Sports in Orlando is pretty special. You get a lot of second looks, and so just feeling official, so to speak, there was a blast. And just being in the press box and having the ability to meet with people at NC State. There were professional scouts there, folks from the ACC conference. Yeah, I'd like to go back for sure.
I certainly think that you can see now as we get into conference play which teams are going to rise to the top. Penn State looked early on in that game to be the better team, but Iowa just hung around, kept plugging along, found a way to win. That's what's going to be interesting as you see Wisconsin, Iowa, some of these unbeaten teams get into the rest of their season, even the teams with one loss. When you look now at Penn State and Ohio State, these teams that'll have to play each other in conference play and then late in the season are really going to dictate who comes down to Orlando for the Capital One Bowl or the Champ Sports Bowl.